On the larger scale of things, not that many people have heard this word transition. The fact that all these transition communities are arising now really indicates that people are aware that we are undergoing great change, and that the bottom line is it's important to get our act together so that we can be a lot more self-reliant.
So the food production has dropped off from being maybe 80 or 90% self-sufficient in production down to about 4%.
In this case, we appear to be looking at some huge looming crises, and we don't really know how they're going to manifest.
To think we're an island is an absurdity. You know, we're completely like an octopus connected everywhere.
The civilization and the prosperity that we've now got has been built on cheap energy, and that cheap energy, the supply of it, the production, has peaked.
We're on a slide where we're going to become like Cuba.
Many communities are not going to rely on food coming from far away. Most food travels 3,000 miles these days. And a lot of the places that are supplying food in Canada are in dire straits.
Now we're asking the community to support the farmer. What an irony, you know, when it used to be the complete opposite.
If we don't get involved as a community, then we're in trouble, especially when things start going wrong.
It's a challenge that's greater than, say, the people of Britain faced during the Second World War. It's something that we as a species, we face, and there's a tremendous excitement in coming to grips with all of that.
Reinventing ourselves is not necessarily a freaky thing.
We think, oh, that's the environment and this is me. I'm driving down the road looking at the environment. Well, I am the environment.
We have to open up our minds to the possibility of just working together, cooperating to grow and supply food to everybody.
I mean, imagine that if every kid is born into a society that says, we're here for you, not just for our own self-interest.
It means social cohesion. It means knowing your neighbors. It means knowing where your food comes from, so it implies food security.
I want to kind of, in some ways, take back gardening and put it where it is, which is simple, ecological, and everybody has some basic skills to know how to do the basics.
Maybe even a quarter of an acre could feed a family, or even less.
It's easy to grow accustomed to. Like if you start with that, like I've started and all my life's been like that, it's easy.
It's very comparable to traditional indigenous cultures where they were governing for 7 generations ahead.
It's not about going necessarily back to a lifestyle that's more primitive or less fun. It's actually more fun, because what's really coming out of it is working with others.
It's a circular thing. The more you give, the more you actually get.
Transition is sort of returning to reality.
It's about how can I design a life that is located in my neighborhood, in this case, my island, and be happy with that.
It's not like having to invent something that's never happened before. The paradigm is already here, and we can do it again.
Implementing the plan is going to involve everybody on the island, and Transition SaltSpring is the group that networks with people and can hopefully inspire people to take action when perhaps they haven't before.
Because transition creates the cultural context, the potlucks, the opportunities for a whole lot of people to get together and share different skills and also talk about the political process.
Please go to the site, please sign up, please get involved, because really the transition movement is all about community and about getting to know your neighbors, helping your neighbors, working together to make the transition into the future smoother than it otherwise will be.
Resilience is a really good word, because it's implying that we can rise above it. We can not be shocked by events so much that we're incapable of doing anything, but we have thought about it ahead of time and we are prepared.
What we need to be doing is really going out there and saying, we're a transition community. As we are, we're ready to go. We've got a fantastic all the skills and networks in place. And so let's cherish this and let's recognize what we've got.
So yes, it'll all come together in an epic amalgam. Hello.